So this is one of the more difficult tests here on level 1. This is where you have to write in the counting using whole notes, half notes, and quarter notes. Now, none of the letters really matter for this. All you got to worry about is the counting on these. So I've given you a graph here. Our whole note looks like this. It's just basically a hole. It's a circle, right? And then if you put a line on that circle, that line is called a stem, and we end up with this thing right here, which is a half note. So then if you fill in that half note, so now it's filled in and it has a stem, it's this thing right here and it's a quarter note. So those are your 3 different types of notes. You got your whole note, which is worth 4, and then you've got your half note, which is worth 2, and then you've got your quarter note, which is 1. Now, a lot of people say that you hold a whole note for 4 seconds. That's not quite right. We say 4 beats because a beat isn't always a whole second. So sometimes it's 4 beats, and that's way less than 4 seconds, and sometimes it's way more than 4 seconds. So seconds don't really play into this thing. So it's beats. So whole notes are worth 4 beats. So what that means is, you know, if we're counting with beats that are like 1, 2, 3, 4, like that, you'd hold your whole note for 4 of those. So it'd be something like, you know, whatever the note is. In this case, it happens to be this one, but again, the letters don't matter at all. But on this graph right here, this note that we have right here is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the appropriate length to hold it. So if I held it less than that, it'd be wrong. Like 1, 2, 3, 4. You can hear I still counted the 4 beats, but I didn't hold it the whole time. So it actually needs to be held out for the entire 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so the counting that I wrote in down there was 1, 2, 3, 4, because all of those beats go to that one single note. Now, there are these other things called rests. And on a rest, instead of playing, all you're gonna do is rest. You're just gonna wait. You're still gonna count your beats. You're not gonna speed up, you're not gonna slow down. All your beats stay exactly the same. But on a rest, you don't play. And so this is what a whole rest looks like. It's almost exactly the same as that half rest down there, except the whole rest you can see like this box part is like, this is like an upside down hat, right? And this is like a right side up hat. So anyway, so the whole rest is the upside down hat. It's worth 4 beats. And so that would be something like this over here, right? So we've got this whole rest right there. It's like hanging down from that line right there. So it's like that upside down hat thing. And so now we've got this whole note right here that we're gonna hold out for 4 beats. And then we go immediately into our whole rest, which we're not gonna do anything for 4 beats. So it'd be something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we like rests because we don't have to do anything. They're way, way, way easy. So anyway, that's how you would count your whole rests and your whole notes. So now we've got these half notes, and this is where it starts to get a little bit more complicated. So a half note or a half rest, these are each worth 2 beats. So that means that we can put a couple of them together to come up with our grand total of 4 beats. So for example, right down here, we've got a half note, which would get counts 1 and 2, because it's worth 2 beats. So it'd be something like 1, 2, right? Then we've got this half rest right here, which would also be worth 2 beats. The 2 beats that we're gonna give it are 3 and also 4. Those are the 2 beats, 3 and 4, because we already used up 1 and 2. So the next 2 that are available are 3 and 4. Hopefully that makes some sense. So this one right here is worth those 2 beats, and this one right here is worth those 2 beats. So the way we'd play this whole thing is 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. So there was nothing happening during those last 2 beats. So if that made sense, then hopefully this quarter note thing will go pretty easily. Fortunately, these quarter rests don't look anything like the whole rest or the half rest, so that makes that a little bit easier. And then the quarter note, like we said, has a stem on it, and it's all filled in, right? So when you have those are each just worth 1 beat. So those would be something like these over here. So this one right here is a quarter note worth 1 beat. That 1 beat that we gave it is 1. Now 1's all used up, so now when we have this next quarter note right here, it's also worth 1 beat. We can't call it 1 because we already used that, so now we got to call that one 2. Then we got a couple quarter rests, that's worth a beat. The beat that we're going to give that one is 3, the next available one, and then this one right here is going to get the next available beat, which is beat 4. So you can see this one got 1 beat, this one also got 1 beat, this one got 1 beat, and then this one also got 1 beat. So each of these gets one beat because they're all quarter or something, quarter notes or quarter rests. So this would be something like 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like that. So now, we get measures where all this stuff is mixed up all together. So you got stuff like this, where you've got a quarter rest, then it gets beat 1, and then a quarter note, and it gets beat 2, and then a half note, which is going to get 2 beats. The 2 beats it's going to get are both 3 and 4. So it'd be something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how that one would go. So all you got to do is kind of write in all of the counting for each of the, just like this is written out right here. This is all correct. So this is what you would want to do on your test when you get your notes, your whole notes, your half notes, and your quarter notes, and your rests, and your half rests, your quarter rests, your all that stuff. And you write in the numbers as like, this is what I would say as I was playing this song. Good luck. Have fun.